Thanks for that. I hate it. I hate it so much. I'm wearing my Air Force shirt. It's actually his, but I stole it. I've been talking for way too long. Alright, we're good. Hey guys, what's up? Today's video is going to be 10 questions I get asked all the time about being a military girlfriend. Now, disclaimer, I do not act or claim to be an expert on being a military girlfriend because Cameron is only in basic training, so this video is going to be more on my experience with him being in basic training because I haven't experienced anything else. But just so you know, both my parents are retired military. I went through, they deployed like 3 or 4, 5, I don't even know, so many times I don't even remember how many it was. I just have a very big military family, so I do not claim to be an expert on being a military girlfriend, but I do think I have a little bit of experience my whole life on what it's like to have loved ones in the military. Alright, without further ado, let's get into the questions. Number 1, I get this question a lot. Not a lot, but it is one, like when people ask me questions, this one always comes up.
Wait, so he really doesn't have his phone?
And the answer is yes, he doesn't. I know it's a hard concept to wrap our minds around. It was a hard concept for me to wrap my mind around. He had to give it up whenever he got to basic training, and he only gets to use it to call home every 2 weeks. If every 2 weeks. We'll see how that keeps going. So yeah, he really does not have his phone. Number 2.
How do you do it?
And the answer that I always give is, honey, I don't know. It is definitely 100% very difficult. Number 3. I actually got this question not too long ago, and I was very taken aback by it, and I know it came from a place of well intentions, like this person I know did not mean it in a rude way. I think they were just curious.
Why didn't he just go to college?
And the way that I would answer that question is it's different for everyone. So everyone joins the military for different reasons. Some people join the military because that's all that they know. Like my whole family has always only been military, and so I've never really known anything different up until recently when they retired. So I thought about joining the military, but I realized quickly that that was a big no because I don't like people yelling at me. It stresses me out, and I like to be in charge, and you have to work really hard to be in charge in the military. And I don't feel like doing that to myself. But I'm going to speak on behalf of Cameron because he's not here. But I know for Cameron, it was kind of one of those things where he never really enjoyed school. He never really enjoyed sitting still. So the military gave him the opportunity to make a living for himself and also find something that he loves doing that's very hands-on, he gets to travel, he gets to do all these different things. Like, the military offered a lot of options for him, and it also gives him the opportunity to go to college if he chooses to while he's in. So yeah, that's why he didn't just go to college. Number 4 is a comment that I get all the time, and I wanted to put this in here not to be like,
oh, I'm better than you because my boyfriend's in the military, or my long distance relationship is harder than yours.
But I'm saying this more so for when you ask questions to girlfriends or even people who have friends in the military and stuff. Don't say the phrase,
I know how you feel.
Because in actuality, if you haven't experienced having a loved one in the military, you don't know how we feel. You can sympathize, but you can't really empathize with us. It's very different to have a long distance relationship and to have a long distance relationship with someone who's in the military. You can call them every day. You can text them. If you need them, they're just a phone call away. With the military, they're not always a phone call away. I'm just saying, maybe find something else to say when you're talking to someone or trying to help or like make someone feel better who has a loved one in the military, and especially a boyfriend, because there's a difference between a boyfriend and a friend. Number 5.
How often do you get to talk?
And the answer is not very often. I have gotten 3 letters from him since he's been away. They take anywhere between 5 and 10 days to come in if they get sent out on time and if the mailman gets them, puts them in the right P.O. box, which I'm kind of stressed about right now, but it's fine. Phone calls, the way that those work, at least for the Air Force, he got one on 0 week, which was like the first week he was there. He called his dad or his mom, I think. I got lucky because there was a mix-up with the not lucky, but I got lucky because there was a mix-up in the graduation dates, and some of the airmen didn't relay that to their families like they should have, so he got to call home to make sure that we knew when he was graduating, and instead of calling his family, he called me, which made me feel good. I actually broke down crying. Full body shakes. Verbal, it probably sounded like an animal was dying because I was so happy, which doesn't make sense, but whatever. And then he got one at week 4, which was last weekend, and he'll get another one at week 6 to make sure we're all prepared for graduation and that we have our flights booked, which I do, and our hotels booked, which I do, and we have plans, which I do. So, and the week 4 and the week 6 are about 15 minutes long, so that's that. Number 6 makes me laugh every time someone says this, and I usually get it from the older people less than I do people who are my age here in college, but I always get asked,
so are y'all planning on getting married anytime soon?
Or
Military people get married young.
Personally, no, I'm not planning on getting married anytime soon. Or am I? Number 7. This one kind of surprised me, and I never had really thought about it like this, but someone asked me,
so what about your career?
And I think they were, again, asking it from a genuine place of curiosity, because if you look at it, I'm following him. Like, when I graduate college, my plan is to move in with him wherever he is, hopefully Europe or Hawaii, but my plan is to move in with him wherever he is and then find a job there. But I will find a job there before I move out there, if that makes sense. I want to make sure that I have a steady income of my own and that I'm not relying on someone else to put a roof over my head. I had 18 years of that with my parents. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for that. You're a real one. But I don't want that for my boyfriend, because if something were to happen to me and Cameron, I would want to make sure that I'm standing on my own 2 feet. So personally, my career will continue to thrive. I will guaranteed be making more money than Cameron will. Number 8.
How does the military or basic training work?
It sucks. So basically the way that Air Force basic training works, it is 8 weeks long. Before he left, it was supposed to be 7.5 weeks with us going to graduation in 6 weeks, but then the military loves to change things all the time, so now it's 8 weeks long. Different branches have different lengths. Basic training is exactly what it sounds like. It is basic training for the Air Force, so they just learn commands, how to march, things you need to know in the military, how to salute, when do you salute your officer, like when to know when someone's an officer, what traditions the military holds, what it means to be in the military. And then after that, they go to tech school for anywhere from 2 months to a year. Cameron's base or tech school is in Texas, so he'll just stay put right where he is already, and he'll do that for, I think, about 8 months. Number 9.
What does graduation look like?
Someone asked me this the other day. He has a family day on Thursday, so he will graduate on November 9th. Family day is Thursday, November 8th. We'll get to see a coin ceremony. They'll do something called an airman's run, so that's always exciting. And then we'll get to hang out with him on base for that day, as long as he is allowed to, as long as his squadron did good. And then, or his flight, not a squadron, his flight did good. And then on Friday, it's graduation day, plus the first day of town pass, so he'll graduate, and then he'll get to go like into San Antonio with us and like do different things. And then Saturday is a full day of town pass, which I think is from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. or something like that. And so he'll again get to go out with us and stuff. And then Sunday he has something called Base Liberty, which is where we just get to hang out on base again. And then I come home and cry some more. Number 10 isn't a question that I've gotten asked, but it's also something I felt like needed to be addressed. Just in case you're going through this as well. The hardest part about all of this is, one, seeing other couples. I just had to put that in there. It's so hard. It really is. And I'm not saying don't hang out with your boyfriend because I need you to not, because I'm sad. But it is really hard to see other couples and think, ah.
That should be me.
That should be me holding your hand. That should be me making you laugh.
Number one hardest part is not being able to talk to them. I genuinely feel like if I got to talk to him, it would make this just a little bit easier. But for example, he pushed me to apply for this job that's kind of competitive on campus, and I did after he left, and I ended up getting the job. And whenever I got it, I opened up my phone and I was like, I'm gonna call Cameron and tell him that I got the job, and I realized that I couldn't. It's just those few moments of like realizing that you can't do it. But one thing that really gets me through is knowing that I count down the days. I have a little thing on my phone that tells me, but I count down the days, and I realize that this is the only, basic is the worst part of it. After this, I'll get to talk to him and all that fun stuff. If you have any other questions or comments or suggestions about any video ideas, if you have any more questions about the military life, like I said, both my parents were active duty, they're now retired, so I do know quite a bit, and if you have any questions specifically, I can always ask them and get back to you about it. If you're a military girlfriend and you have any questions about what I did to get through this, please just let me know down in the comments below. If you liked it, like it. If you like me, subscribe to my channel. I post college videos, daily life vlogs, and an array of different things that make me laugh. It might make you laugh. Alright. I'm peacing out.